Hello, I'm James Wood, or Average James 96 to most of you on YouTube / Instagram, and I'm here in Wales to do the Snowdon Ultra.
Hello everybody. My name's Joe, I'm 28. I am a seasoned professional athlete. I'm here today to win. Professional. I'm here to win. Second place would be a loss for me. I take this kind of thing very seriously. I've been training every single day since I was 8. All I've eaten is elk, no carbs. I polish my abs every morning with kale.
Have you done any ultra marathons before?
I have. I'm a seasoned veteran.
How many have you done?
1.
Awesome. Class, so you're ready?
Officially 1.
So you're very ready?
Yes, I'm very ready.
Hello, my name's Callum.
When I was away, I started watching YouTube videos of people walking up hills and seeing trees because I lost the plot slightly from not seeing any trees.
I'm feeling pretty chilled, to be honest. Kind of, in a way, feeling like it's not actually happening, which is odd. I suppose that kind of happens sometimes with events. You tend to actually not really think about it until the day, or at least I don't. But I'm just looking forward to it, to be honest. It's a 50K. Yeah, okay, it's got a lot of elevation involved. But in the grand scheme of things, it's just a bit of a long walk, really, isn't it? And the main focus is just having fun, going out and enjoying it. That's the reason I'm doing it. I've done an ultra before, did one last October. Not as much elevation, but not too dissimilar. And that was really, really good fun. So it's even better to do it with a couple of mates. I think that'd be really good experience. Nice to bring Don along as well, you know, for his day out. He'll enjoy that. They only let him out a couple of times a year. I'm really looking forward to the cheese and wine afterwards. That is the main driving factor of this. Are you feeling confident?
Nope. Am I feeling confident? Yes, I am. As confident as you can be if you've done no preparation and you're hungover.
Oh, it's a cormorant. The training has been about as inconsistent as it possibly could have been. I haven't been able to hold down a consistent kind of set of runs or exercises for various different reasons. I've had a hamstring injury. I was ill last week as well, and you know, earlier on as well, I've had a few different injuries and bits and pieces that have kind of pushed me back. That's not an excuse. Point out that it hasn't been probably as linear a progression as you might want it to be. To be honest with you, given what this ultra requires, or from what I can tell what it requires, is just an endurance base and, you know, the mental capacity and ability to, it's a cormorant, to push yourself through when you feel a bit rough. So that's what I'm hoping I can bank on. You know, it is what it is and we're still here, so we'll get it done either way. You've prepped well then?
No, I have severely lacked any training for the last few months. In terms of preparation, it's not been ideal, I'll be honest with all of you. I like to go on occasional, a few times a week I run 5 to 7 to 10 to 15K with my girlfriend and sometimes with the man behind the camera. I wouldn't say I've done any specific ultra training, but I like to think I've got good base fitness. I've done a lot of endurance events before. I've done 100K ultra. I've done an Ironman. So yeah, I didn't do it gracefully, but I did it. So it's all mental, isn't it?
Yeah, you are mental.
For those who don't know, I have been in a flat desert for the last almost 7 months, which was slightly challenging when it came to training for hills in the wet Welsh climate. I think is going to be the hardest element of tomorrow.
I think the hardest part is actually going to be, and this sounds obvious, but the ascent of Snowdon, followed by the descent. That bit where you peak, you actually get to the top, but the descent, I think, is still going to be really challenging, and potentially, given the weather forecast, I think that is where you're going to start seeing a bit of a downturn in the weather conditions, and that's going to be a problem. The longer we can stay dry, the better. Once you're wet, it's kind of difficult to dry off again. Altogether, given that Joe just loves being prepared, we'll probably have enough stuff to be able to deal with it and get through all good.
Do you think that we have underestimated the scale of this challenge?
Possibly. I think there's definitely a degree of that for at least myself and Joe. I think it's going to be harder than I think it is. I'm confident I'll do it, but it's going to be more difficult than I think it's going to be. And I think Joe probably is in a similar boat. I can't speak for Don. I think Don has probably thought about it a lot and then still not done any training, just like the rest of us. So between us, we've probably done about as much training as you should do for an ultra, but individually we are far off that. But, you know, it's 50K. Honestly, I believe that most people could do a 50K. If I said I'm going to hold your dog hostage and you have to do 50K to get it back, you'd probably be able to do 50K. So I know I would. What are you most looking forward to?
The challenge, the feeling afterwards, you know, it'd be good. Hopefully we get some sort of a view from Snowdon. I've been up there a few times, I've never been able to see anything, and the forecast is saying we will not be able to see anything again. So it will be nice if we do get some views. I'm looking forward to just, you know, 10 hours of eating. It's kind of an eating challenge more than anything really, isn't it? It's a lot of flapjacks. But apart from that, just the whole thing really, being out in the countryside. So I'm looking forward to just seeing some nature really.
Nutrition plan.
Eat.
What's yours?
Eat everything, eat all the time. Just carbohydrates, loads and loads of carbohydrates. Gels if you're feeling particularly difficult to get it down, but mainly try and get solid foods. Just, yeah, stay fueled on the water and electrolyte tablets, because I think even when it's cold, you're going to sweat more than you think, and staying on top of your nutrition is going to be so key for just feeling good. The last thing you want to do is bonk. If you bonk, it's over, and we all know that. So I will do my best to avoid that. What do you think about the setting?
Oh, stunning. I would never admit this to a Welsh person, but Wales is very, very nice. Gorgeous scenery. So far, the weather looks like it should be pretty good. So yeah, it's good. It's good to be up here. It's worth the drive up here.
Like hopes for it, like times?
I don't have a time goal in mind. We're just going to complete it as the three of us go at the pace of the slowest man. So we'll go Don's pace.
Have you ever heard of Cairnethorne?
I think it needs antibiotics if you have that.
Yep, perfect. What do you think of the castle? Nice castle?
King the castle, you'll never get this.
Nice.
Yeah, it's actually gorgeous. This castle was built in
1962 by General Custom.
Tape on my nipple. That's only one. I need to do another one at the top as well. Nipple tape.
Show us your nipples.
It's not a myth. It's real. Double decker.
Which one's the real horse?
Sponsored by Double Decker.
It's the pole man. They call him the poltergeist. Woo! Jesus! The dual capture. Look. Hey guys.
What's up, gang?
What's up? And Don's here as well. Look. Yeah, picture in picture. It's good vibes. Yeah, that's why I said you're in it as well. Don's getting his poles out for the lads. Although we're going to be up the hill by the time he actually gets them out. Done like a true pro. Me and Mongo will never fall over again. Hell yeah! That's awesome.
It looks so real as well.
It is real.
That is actually coming.
It looks kind of like Don.
Yeah. Don't film it.
You got hair in your ears.
Film me all.
Yeah.
You haven't heard that.
No. And that is it, the Ultra is done. First and foremost, it was an absolutely amazing experience, really. Enjoyed every moment of it. It was so nice to be able to do it with two of my best mates. And we really, I think, kept each other just in really good spirits. It was just so much fun. I think was the main takeaway from it.
So the hardest part, probably the first climb straight up the hill, massive vertical ascent, a lot of gradient, that was a struggle.
It was the first big climb, which was, it must have been close to kind of 600 meters of climbing up a very, very big hill. I don't know if it was classed as a mountain, but it was very big. And the last part of it was extremely steep, like I'm saying, between 25 and 30% gradient. Which was, yeah, actually quite challenging, but luckily it was, you know, about 12k in, so our legs were pretty fresh in the grand scheme of things.
Trying out the poles for the first time, that was quite nice, that helped out a lot. I think the other boys were quite jealous of those.
Don's getting his poles out for the lads. Although we're going to be up the hill by the time he actually gets them out. Anything wrong with the poles? Did you set them up correctly?
Who knows? I wasn't quite sure how to set them up, so just kind of used them, and yeah, no, they helped out. I didn't really know how to use them downhill. Apparently they're better for downhill, but uphill they were decent. Takes the strain off the legs.
It's me again, Joe. Hello.
How did it go? Did you win?
So as you know, I had the expectation of winning. Surprisingly, I didn't win.
First ultra, yeah, first run above marathon distance, the first ultra.
By about 3k.
By about 3k, just.
Yeah.
It would have been interesting to see how the legs would have felt above the distance we did. So what, 45, 46k at the end? So it would have been interesting to see towards 50k how they're feeling, but I think, to be honest, would have been fine.
Easier or harder than you expected?
I'd say it's easier than I expected. Obviously with marathons, that's the only thing I knew before. That's like running at pace, and I think being able to walk, have food, kind of relax, take breaks when you wanted, that really helped out.
What about biggest challenge? What was the hardest part?
Hardest part was getting food on board. The aid stations were good, but they didn't have any like proper food. It was sugar, crisps, sweet bits and bobs, which when all you're having is like gels and carb drinks. Yeah, my stomach wanted some sandwiches or baguettes.
And what did you enjoy the most about it?
I think a sense of achievement. Obviously the conditions were quite nice and the route wasn't awful without us having to go up Snowdon. The actual summit made it a bit easier. But in terms of enjoying it the most, it's kind of that sense of achievement of you covered a lot of distance in one day, kind of fueled properly, and you've got through it and smashed it out. So that's really good. And then just the views, like the actual kind of scenery was just stunning for the whole route. Just looking around, just always beautiful. There's only probably about, I don't know, 5% on the roads, and the rest of it, 95%, running on the trails and up the mountains and bits, just stunning scenery.
What did you enjoy the most about it?
Yeah. I tell you why, I wanted to say sense of achievement, but I can't say that because he's already said it.
I mean, having Joe with us, yeah, that's always a weird one, to be fair, having to put up with him. He was trying to make friends with everyone.
I liked chatting to everyone on the course. It was, I don't know if they reciprocated me chatting to them, but I felt bad when someone was doing it by themselves, so I wanted to chat to them in case, you know, they were mentally struggling to get it done. I thought I'd give them a little boost.
It's kind of like networking. You watch people slowly go, oh, I'm just going to go close that gate, or I'm just going to go take a photo of this, do the networking version of going to go get another drink because they're bored of talking to him. But it was nice to see, it was endearing, he was making friends.
Is there like one moment that stands out to you, highlight?
No. I liked chatting to everyone on the course. My fairly low centre of gravity lends itself well to descending.
For context, he's 5'3". Carry on.
Start again. No. Can't have that rubbish in there. The descents were great. Quick feet down that hill, over to pretty much every single person in my way.
Did you struggle with any of the footing, any of the...
Yeah, so I fell in a bog. I am a seasoned professional athlete, at least once. The man behind the camera, he had a bit of a slide for about 5-10 metres on his arse. I did go in a bog, but I was testing the route for other people.
Are you planning to do any more ultras in the future?
Yes, I am. I'm planning on doing multiple. The big ambition in life is UTMB. For those of you who don't know, is the Ultra Trail Mont Blanc in France. I would probably have to do some training for that, especially considering the state of my legs right now. Within the next kind of 5 or so years, that's the big goal.
And any advice for any budding ultra marathons out there?
Do it. Just do it, honestly.
Do it.
It is all mental. I know that's like cheesy, but like most people, if you can run a 10k, you can probably do a 50k ultra. Just like one foot in front of the other, keep on plodding, you know, eat as much as you can, enjoy it, you'll get through it. You're fine. It's not out of the achievable for most people.
And how are you recovering today?
Sore, very, very sore, yeah. I'm all right on flats, up and downhill is a no-go. Like any staircases, just don't want to see a staircase ever again in my life. The castle, you mass start going through the start line, and then it all grinds straight to a halt, and you have to go through a tiny little door through the actual castle, almost like a dungeon, and out the side before you start the run. And once the start whistle goes, you expect to like start running and get on with it, but everyone just stops and you're basically just like stood around for 30 seconds queuing up.
Which was, yeah, an interesting way to start the ultra. And then from there it was a slow, steady climb up until the first aid station, which was about 10k in, 7 miles. That was all quite nice. We had a really red sky, and that, if anyone else has heard the saying, is red sky in the morning, shepherd's warning, you know, foreshadowing the weather for later on in the day. But we cracked on regardless, going at a decent pace, just running the flats and the downhills and then walking the uphills. Feeling strong, got to the first aid station, fueled up. Don had a blister, so we just covered that over, got some medical attention. Sounds really serious, it wasn't, but just to stop it being so bad. And then it was the first big climb, which was, it must have been close to kind of 600 meters of climbing up a very, very big hill. And I don't know if it was classed as a mountain, but it was very big. And the last part of it was extremely steep, like I'm saying, between 25 and 30% gradient, which was, yeah, actually quite challenging. But luckily it was, you know, about 12k in, so our legs were pretty fresh in the grand scheme of things. Get to the top of that and it is so windy, but we are greeted with just a beautiful, fun descent. Bit of a rolling descent. There was a couple of extra hills to kind of navigate after it, but essentially just descending all of that height that we just gained, which was a lot of fun. Felt like mountain goats just sprinting down there. Essentially just a long, slow downhill after that for ages, and then some flats near 20k between the bottom of that and then the start of Snowdon. There's an aid station in the middle there. Great, another aid station was lovely as well. All of the, you know, the volunteers and the people working on it and the marshals, everyone was amazing, so supportive, and couldn't do enough for you. It was brilliant. And we were kind of just preparing ourselves mentally for that climb up Snowdon. At one point we got stopped by the steam train, which was awesome. So lucky to see that. Coincidental timing, that train goes up Snowdon. Could have helped us out, but we didn't jump on. But yeah, it was really cool to see. And then there was just parts of it, we were just essentially looking for the bits that were runnable, and that's what we said the whole time. We'd look at something and go, that's runnable, and we kept each other in check by not letting us just walk too much, just because we knew we had it in our legs. We were happy, we were comfortable, so we just crack on. We went through a beautiful little town, which I don't know the name of, but you'll see some footage of Grey Heron, which is stunning, in a beautiful river, and some beautiful little like cottages and stuff. It was absolutely amazing, seriously amazing. And the sights in general, the views that we had, the scenery was unbelievable, seriously incredible. We all said that was one of the most amazing things. But it was stunning to see that. And then, we were just looking for this third aid station, which was just meant to be at the bottom before you started climbing Snowdon. And it was meant to be every kind of 7 miles as an aid station. And this one just didn't seem to appear at 30k. And we were just baffled. We couldn't find it for love nor money. And we kept going. Eventually we come across it, but 3k probably after where we expected it to be, which was rather odd. Once we got there, we heavily fueled up, took a good long break, probably 15 minutes there, just to get ourselves fully prepped, because we knew that we basically go straight out and start the climb of Snowdon. So we start climbing. It's a lovely bit through the woods, and then it opens up into this massive kind of mountain path, really wide, but just a consistent gradient, probably like 10%. And we're just comfy. We were just walking up there, chatting, met some lovely people on the way. Then we get to a certain point and we hear mumblings from other people that we're not going to be able to ascend Snowdon, and that the conditions are too bad wind-wise for the route that we were meant to take, and so we're going to get diverted. So we get to the marshal, ask that question. He says, yeah, that is the case, and that is what's happening. So sadly, we didn't get to fully ascend Snowdon. We did probably 90% of it and then got turned away, which is in some ways, sad. It was meant to be a massive part of the whole ultra, but it really would have just been an ego thing to have, gone and done it anyway, or not respected the decisions of the people organising the course. Because if it's too dangerous, and they're saying that it's too dangerous, there's nothing to gain by doing that. It cut about 2 kilometres off the course, I think, and about maybe 100 metres, 200 metres elevation, something like that. But yeah, that was sad, but we did then get an unbelievable descent, which was just like such a runnable gradient, and we were just flying down there all together. But it was just awesome, and that was probably my highlight, was that descent. Just felt like your legs were just flowing, and you knew it was basically all downhill from there to the finish. That was definitely my favourite part. All in all, I think we all found it pretty straightforward. I think we're well informed enough about it, and Joe and I have both done ultras before. It was Don's first one, but even then, we kind of know what it's about, and we have all the right gear, and that makes a huge difference for how difficult something like that can be, because there's no surprises. We've prepped. Maybe we didn't train enough at all, but we had the right gear and we had the right kind of mentality, and we knew what it was we were trying to achieve, and I think that makes a huge difference. So we were just, we were absolutely flying, felt great. I think we took somewhere around, I want to say it was like 8.5 hours. I actually can't remember our exact time, because it's not really relevant. We weren't racing it, we weren't trying to do anything particular, we were just trying to have fun, which is exactly what we did. It was amazing. Giving me a lot of confidence in my own ability, actually, which has been amazing coming out the back of it, and I'm so excited to do another one. I think, little teaser here for you, that at least Joe and myself, but I think Don is keen as well, and potentially some others, we're going to do the Arc of Attrition, I think is what it's called, down in Cornwall in Lizard in February. So we're going to do the 50k there. We wanted to do the 88k, but that is sold out already. So we're going to look at the 55k, and that'll be really good fun. But that is just undulating. The highest point is only 100 meters above sea level, but it does 2,500 meters of elevation, which is 700 meters more than we did on this last one. So it will be a completely different animal and a completely different kettle of fish. But yeah, already looking forward to that. And I'm just going to use this as a springboard to get out and do more long runs and just chill and trail run, because I feel fit and I feel healthy and I feel really strong. So yeah, all in all, absolutely amazing. And thank you guys for watching this as well, because it's been a big mission to put this together. I filmed a lot of clips on the day, and it was hard to balance having my head up and enjoying it and also filming lots of stuff. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the process of putting these together, but it is, it's a lot of work, and it's a thing that I'm doing for me and for my friends to look back on. But if you guys are enjoying it too, then that's even better. One massive shout out goes to BTMD and Jake and the whole team that work behind the scenes for them. They kindly gave Don and Joe a couple of t-shirts, and I myself am an ambassador, and so I wear them all the time, and they've been nice enough to send stuff to me in the past as well. And they are just incredible. The support that Jake provides, he's always, asking, what can I do? What do you need from me? How can I help? How can BTND support this? And they're looking to support more amazing projects in the future. So if you're thinking of doing something cool or interesting, or just something that's a big challenge to you, and you think that they could help, drop them a message. Go give them a follow. Go on the Instagram. I'll pop it down here, and I'll put their link in the description for their website and their socials, because they're absolutely incredible, and their messaging for life and for their brand is brilliant. I could not agree with it more if I tried. It's all about inclusivity and people essentially furthering themselves and enjoying life. And that is exactly what I said to the boys when we were running. I said, lads, we've got to just like take a second here and understand that the reason we work and train and do things is to get to these moments right here, and we should appreciate what we're doing right now and not just like let it pass by really quickly, because it's really easy to do that and only look at it in hindsight. So yeah, we took a moment, we all agree, we were like, yeah, that is exactly what we are working towards when we're, grinding out a bit of work or grueling training or whatever it is. That's what we're working towards, and I think BTND really encapsulates that as well. So massive thank you to them for supporting this process, and hopefully I can have them on board for the next Ultra and the next mission. But until then, guys, I really appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I hope you enjoyed it as well. It's a big project, like I said, but yeah, fingers crossed you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next Ultra.
These are just bits you can clip in there, just like content. Overall, I had a great time. It was fantastic. The company of the two boys behind the camera definitely assisted in the enjoyment levels. But yeah, fantastic overall.